is the D minor, what I just treat as C. And also, sometimes I see there's this wrist sign, but the rest don't have it. And they have this, even though the fingering, I'm still using the C fingering, right?
Okay, so scales, like anything else, are patterns.
Yeah.
Right? And the patterns, you're already noticing the patterns are the same, whether you play in C major, there's a lot of things that run true for all of them.
Yeah.
Right? So when I look at the key signatures at the beginning, whether it's in C major or it's in D minor, or in terms of what I'm playing, it's not going to make that much of a difference in terms of the patterns, but my bass note is going to be based either on C or it's going to be based on D. For example, if I have...
for me, C is much easier for me to base everything on C. Yeah.
So if I have a piece... Right, if I have Mary Had a Little Lamb and it's based on C, I'm starting from E, I don't have any black keys.
That's right.
Right? But if I were to do the same thing with D as my bass and I didn't add the black keys, it would sound like this.
I see.
This is called D minor.
Yeah.
Right? My bass is D.
Yeah.
The song is based on D.
Yeah.
But you can hear it's sad.
Yes.
Minor meaning it gives us a very sad feeling instead of happy.
Right.
And in order to make it happy, you'll notice sometimes the little sharp sign at the beginning.
The sharp sign.
I have to add, on the piano we would add the black note. So now I'm adding F sharp. See now how I've made it happy?
And sometimes there's no sharp signs because there's no note that require the black.
Yeah,
sharp,
exactly.
right?
If there's no note in it, even if it's in D minor, but we're not using an
F,
so
so basically, I see. So basically, this one does not have a note that require a sharp, but this one does have a sharp.
Yeah, so they're going to put it in there. These are in what we call the key of G major. So G major, again, okay, here
I still play
my
the C
bass note
fingers.
is, my bass note is here, right?
Yes.
In G major, I have F sharp, C sharp. That particular piece did not require any of those sharps, right? So I can put it in the key of C, but my bass note is G.
It's G.
So if I'm going to be technically correct, I'm going to put a sharp in the key signature to show that my bass, my beginning of my scale, what this piece is based on, is in G major.
I see. But for me, it's easier to remember all the fingering map as in C. That's easier.
Go for it.
Let's go for it, right?
Yeah, go for it.
Thank you. I feel good about it.
Yeah, that's fine.
So I've been practicing these two. This one I'm using C.
It is C.
It is C.
It is in C.
Yeah.
And the giveaway is it finishes on C.
Right.
Da 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 da. It settles on C.
Right.
So yes, they have the C key signature.
Yeah.
And it is in C. Now, in terms of finger patterns,
yeah.
they started you with D major, right? Because you're playing on the D string and the A string, and the finger pattern is the middle two fingers together.
Yes.
Right? Then they showed you C major, because in C major, we're now lowering the second finger.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So they're basically teaching you a different finger pattern.
Yeah.
With the low two.
Right.
Right? G major has the same, not on the D string and the G string, but if you then switch to the A string and they start to include the E string,
yes,
you're now going to have those low twos that share with the C major.
For me, it's all remembering the C fingering, so when you go to C, it's easier that way too.
That's fine.
Okay, so I'm going to play the next one.
So I have found that my eyes are getting worse, so I'm going to, I'd like to play with you, but
okay.
I'm putting my glasses on.
Okay, that's good.
Okay, so let's try this one together.
Okay.
There's music in the air, so it's obviously
it's very musical.
let's check who's, well, I can go with you. Lead me?
Okay. Okay.
Okay, now let's take a look at these notes for a moment. These are eighth notes. Da 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 da.
Mm-hmm.
Da 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 da. Da 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 da.
Oh, right.
Okay.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. So enjoyable.
Yeah, it's really nice.
Yeah.
Let's try it one more time. Some important things that it's bringing in here. It starts forte. It goes to piano.
Forte, what does that mean?
So F means loud.
Loud.
Forte is loud. When you see P, this means piano. So this instrument here used to be called a forte piano because it was the first instrument that was developed that could play loud and soft.
I see.
Because before you used to have the harpsichord, which was very, very quiet, or you had strings that could be, louder. But this was the first instrument that could play really loud and soft. So it was called a forte piano, and then we just started calling it a piano, right? So this symbol here means loud. This means soft.
Soft.
If we put an M in front of either one, it takes it away. So let's think of ourselves, instead of loud and soft, hot and cold, right? If you have something that's hot, right, you could say F, or loud, or hot, right? If it's very hot, Hawaiians like to double up the word, like they'll say mahi mahi, which is a fish that means really, really good fish, right? So you have FF, or fortissimo, you have twice as loud, right? Really loud.
Right.
Or you could double up the piano,
and
we call it pianissimo, or to put two P's together, and now it's really, really soft. Okay. Now, if you say something is only moderately hot, right? It's not as hot as hot, right? So we put an M in front of that F to make it just moderately loud. So it's not super loud, but it's going to still be in the loud part. Or we can put an M in front of the P, which I don't see on this page, but we will often do that too. To say it's not really quiet, but let's put it more on the quiet side than the loud side, right?
I see.
So then the question is, how do we do that? We want this to be loud, we want this to be quiet, right? Then this is a little bit louder, and then this is really loud again. So how are we going to get those changes in dynamic?
So the bow strength, right?
Yeah. So not the strength, the amount of bow.
The amount of bow.
Yeah. Because if I push harder, here I am. I'm using.
I see.
If I push harder, I'm not going to get louder. I'm going to get crunchier. But if I use a small amount of bow or a lot of bow,
soft pad, hot pad, so something like that.
Yeah. So we can also change the quality of the loud or soft. If I go close to the bridge, I'm gonna have, which you really need to vibrate on, because if you're close to the bridge, the sound is really ugly without vibrato, right? If we're in the middle, we don't need vibrato as much, which is why all beginners, we have them play in the very, very middle.
In the middle,
But it's a different quality to the sound. You can hear it, right? That's different than that, right? But if I go over the fingerboard, I can create a really beautiful, right?
I see.
Right? I can create a completely different character out of it.
That's right.
So there are different ways to play loud and soft. But for now, as a beginner, we're going to just say it's the amount of bow. Okay, so it's not entirely correct that that's the only way to do it. And your right pressure, if you increase the pressure, but then you have to go closer to the bridge and you change the character, right? Or you can lighten up the pressure, but then again you change the character, you have to change to a different part of the violin. So for this book, for now, we are just going to say use more bow when it's loud, then use small amount of bow, a little more bow, and then back to lots of bow. Okay, so let's play it again together, this time considering the dynamics.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Those are slow. Now a little louder.